Right, good day, and we'll start. Now we are doing Unit 6, that is writing. Okay, writing. What is writing? Writing is also one of the 4 skills of the language. Like speaking, writing is also a productive skill, right? As you all know, these 4 skills can be divided into 2 parts: receptive skills and productive skills. So now we have already talked about reading, right? And reading is a receptive skill, and we talked about writing. Today we are going to discuss key concepts and the language teaching classroom. So please turn to page number 40 and let's do this. Read these tips and tick the ones which are most important for you. I shall read it for you. The sub-skills of writing that we choose to teach will vary depending on our learner's age and needs. Can you understand that? Yes? We talked about writing sub-skills. What are the writing sub-skills? Writing is the main skill and there are sub-skills also, as we discussed in the last class. So these will vary when we choose to teach those sub-skills. They vary depending on our learner's age and needs. So when you do a class for students, you will meet different kinds of students, right? They may be different in age or their needs. Some people want English just for communication. Some people learn English for different examinations. So their needs vary from student to student, right? So that is it. At primary level, we may spend a lot of time teaching learners how to form letters and words. In primary level, what do? We teach them how letters are written and how letters are used to form words, okay? Letters and words. How to join them together and how to write short texts, right? So those are the things that we do at primary level. How to form letters and words, how to join them together, and how to write short texts of a very few words or sentences, often by copying. So at that level, we often copy. We do this, or the students, of course, do it by copying, right? Learners at primary level are not just learning how to write in English, but also how to write letters and words. This may also be true for learners whose first language does not use the Roman alphabet, right? That is the first one.
Learn online English.
Small group classes.
For
Beginners.
school children.
Office workers.
Cambridge TKT for teachers.
Call us on 07142473341.
Or WhatsApp your details.
Item 2. At secondary level, we may need to focus more on other kinds of accuracy and communication skills required to write longer texts, such as letters, emails, or compositions. I hope you all can understand it. I need not explain that. That is secondary level. right? Now you know what we do at the primary level. Primary level, we introduce them, letters, then how words are formed, then put in words together, how sentences and short texts, right? And at secondary level, we may need to focus more on other kinds of accuracy and communication skills required to write longer texts such as letters, emails or compositions. Then item 3. Before they start writing, it's useful to encourage learners to think about why they are writing, that's their reason for writing, and who they are writing to, that's their audience. This helps them focus on what they want to say, that is the content, and how to say it, that is the register and style. Okay, right. Then next item, many activities exist to help learners practice accuracy in writing. For example, labeling, copying, sentence completion, gap filling, sentence transformation exercises, dividing text into paragraphs, putting punctuation into an unpunctuated text, proofreading exercises to correct errors in texts. Now see whether you can understand them, right? Many activities exist to help learners practice accuracy in writing. What are these exercises? Labeling. What is labeling? I hope you may have seen them. You have to, a picture will be given and you will have to label the picture, right? That is labeling. And then copying. So you have to choose something and copy it somewhere, right? And then sentence completion. So part of the sentence is given and you will have to complete the whole sentence to get the idea, you know, sentence completion. Sometimes the useful parts are given in a jumbled way and mixed, and you will have to choose a part of the sentence and you will have to complete the sentence. And then gap fill. Gap filling, you know, a paragraph or a sentence will be given with some gaps, you will have to fill in the gaps. So all these things are done to practice accuracy. And then sentence transformation exercises. Do you know what sentence transformation exercises? What is sentence transformator? What is transform? You all know the transformers. I think you have all heard about transformers. What is a transformer? Have you seen transformers? Yes, I am sure you have seen transformers. Connected with electricity. What does a transformer do? A transformer transforms the voltage from high tension to low tension, right? But the electricity is electricity. When you get electricity supply to your house, that is electricity. But when it comes from the power generation plant, that comes as 33,000 volts. Then what does a transformer do? Transformer transform it to 230. So we use 230, right? Domestic we use 230. But it comes as 33,000 volts. Transformer transform it to 230, but it is electricity. This is a simple example. Sentences also, I can say the same idea by using two different sentences. Now look here, look at this sentence. I am going to give you an example, okay? Our office, very simple one I am giving. Our office has a computer or photocopier. Our office has a computer. This is a very simple sentence that everyone can understand. Our office has a computer. One sentence. When you do Cambridge exams, you have the sentence transformation. Even in FC you have, right? So you have to transform this to using another word, right, in a different way, but give the same idea. How can you do that? We can do it like this. There is a computer. There is a computer in our office. Now look at this carefully, right? Don't both the sentence give you the same meaning? Don't they give you the same meaning? Our office has a computer means you have a computer in your office on the table. This one, there is a computer in our office. Same thing. But two different sentences. So this is called transformation. We can transform active to passive, direct to indirect, right? So that is transformation. I hope you got the idea. Right, now let's go ahead. Sentence transformation exercise. Dividing text into paragraph. When there is a text, we must be able to divide them into a number of different paragraphs. And also putting punctuation into unpunctuated texts. Sometimes you will be given a text with no punctuations. You have to read it and punctuate it. So that is another one. Proofreading exercise to correct errors in text. So then finally you have to read the texts again and do the proofreading. What is proofreading? Check spellings, check grammar, right? Everything is called proofreading. Capitalization, if some punctuation marks are missing, you have to read the whole text again and see whether there are any spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes and all. Right. Then let's come to the next item. Many activities exist to help learners practice communicating through writing. So there are many activities exist to help learners practice communicating through writing. For example, story completion, jumble picture stories. I think you have seen pictures are given. They are jumbled means not in the order, not in the right order or correct order. They put pictures, first picture last, second picture in the middle, last one at the beginning, and you will have to arrange them in a proper way. Even jumbled sentences are given sometimes. It can be jumbled story or a sentence, picture stories, right? Writing birthday cards, writing emails of invitation. So these things will have to be done. Those are the activities that learner practice communicating through. Then next item, we can support learners in their writing by moving on to writing after doing some listening, reading or speaking on a topic. Can you understand that? Now we can do a listening test. You can listen to a news or a story. Okay? And then you can ask your student to, now you listen to a story, you write it. I usually do that in my classes. I tell them a story and I ask the students to write the story. Okay? So, that is how we support learners in their writing. How? By moving on to writing after doing some listening or reading or even speaking on a topic. Now we can talk on a topic. I can give you some ideas, some of you can give ideas when we are talking, and then we can ask students to write. before they are going to write, they have put their pen on the paper to write, we discuss what we are going to write. We can listen to some listening items, right? Or we can discuss with the students about that. Then finally, you can ask your students to write something on that topic. Okay, that's it. So then, teachers sometimes work with models. That means clear examples of text types when teaching writing. Now, when teachers are going to teach them writing, take some models. So, I can write a description about a boy, right? I'll give, they are also called guided writing. So, I give them a sample or example. So, the students can look at that and then write. Now, for example, I can say, I'll tell you about a boy. Akila is a 25-year-old Sri Lankan boy. He lives in an old house in Negombo. Negombo is a beautiful city in the western coast of Sri Lanka. Akila has 2 sisters and a brother. His mother is a housewife and his father is an ambulance driver who works at Negombo District General Hospital. One paragraph. Okay. So, now after learning this paragraph, taking it as a model, so you also can write something about you or your friend, can't you? So, that is called giving a model. So, now let us come back. Teachers sometimes work with models of text types when teaching writing. Models can show learners what patterns of language, vocabulary, register or layout to use, or how to structure their writing. They can also help learners get ideas about what to write. Models are used in guided or product writing. I told you guided writing. I give you a guide and you take my paragraph as a guide and you write a similar paragraph. Or I write a story, you can create your own story later. That is it. So, let us come to the last item. We can also guide or support learners in their writing through the use of process writing approach. With this approach, the teacher gives learners the opportunity to work through the stages in the writing process. They move from planning their work to drafting it and then on editing, redrafting and proofreading. Those are the writing sub-skills. Okay? This approach allows learners to focus on different aspects of writing at different times. At the planning stage, they focus on developing ideas and organizing them. At the drafting stage, they focus on finding the language to express themselves, and at the editing or redrafting and proofreading stages, they focus on evaluating. Evaluating means looking at the strengths and weakness of, right, their ideas, evaluating their ideas. The organization of their writing and the accuracy of their language. So, that is what they are going to evaluate. Their ideas, the organization of their writing and the accuracy of their language, right. That is key concepts and the language teaching classroom.